I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report. Okay, Linus, GMC, Buick, Cadillac in Vero Beach. That's not really South Florida. It is technically geographically South Florida, but they're on the perimeter of decency. They haven't crossed the Sodom and Gomorrah line, which is way down in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Palm Beach County. Here's the report. I'm speaking in the first person as if I were our undercover agent, Agent Lightning. The salesman was sitting at the customer service desk when I walked in. He said, hello. And I said, I was here to see about getting a new car. He smiled and said he was very happy to help me today. He stood up and walked around to meet me. I asked if the car right out front was for sale. He said, yeah, he believed so. I then said, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. He apologized, extended his hand, and said, Brandon. We walked out and checked out the car, a new 2024 Buick Encore GX Preferred with an MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price, Monon Label, of $29,280. The label was right there where it was supposed to be. Now, remember I said earlier, this is not really South Florida, Vero Beach. If you're in South Florida, try to find the Monon Label. It's going to be in the trunk, the glove compartment, underneath the seat. It might not be anywhere. The one place it won't be is on the window where federal law says it has to be, or else you're breaking the law. So every dealer in South Florida, almost, I don't, but most dealers in South Florida just ignore that law. I told Brandon, the salesman, I was looking for something for my daughter, who was getting her driver's license soon. We went inside. He commented on how much he liked the color of the car. He said there were way too many white and silver cars on the road. Well, that's a good salesmanship type answer. The fact of the matter is white and silver cars actually retain their value better than unusual colored cars, but to agree and reinforce a buyer's decision is a good sales technique. He then asked me if I'd be trading anything in. I said no. Brandon asked if I needed a new license plate. I said yes. He asked if I was military or a Costco member. He also asked me what other make, model car I own in hope of maybe finding some sort of competitive incentives. Some of these are really stretches, but this is not such a stretch. Costco is unusual that they would ask that because it tells me they're honest. A lot of times the salesperson in a car dealership doesn't want to know that you're a Costco member because a Costco member qualifies for a lower price than you sell that car to anyone else for. And that salesperson doesn't want to sell you a car at a lower price because that means a lower commission. So Brandon was honest. He asked if I was a Costco member. We then went for a test drive. Brandon went over how safe the Encores are, noting that I said my child would be driving it. Another good thing, reinforcing my belief and preference for color, and then doubling down on safety because it was for my child. Very good sales techniques. Once back at the dealership, we headed back to his desk. He said that as of right now, the best interest rates would likely change at the beginning. I think he meant July, at the beginning of July, because. Yeah. But we're based on a 740 Beacon score, Equifax, for these rates. That's a pretty good credit rating, 740, so they do give a discount. Brandon then excused himself to speak with the sales manager. He was only gone for 5 minutes, a refreshingly short period of time, and returned with a sales worksheet and proceeded to go over the figures. Okay, the sale price, which means nothing, I don't know why. It probably is illegal to call this a sale price. I don't know. The sale price was what you sell it for, right? I mean, the sale price was MSRP, $29,280, and there were no discounts. They added a $799 junk fee, which by my book, that isn't the selling price. But it is a selling price if you believe it's a fee, which you think is a government fee, but I digress. And tax and tag, and a $750 rebate came off the bottom line. Well, there's good news. The fact that that was volunteered is good because a lot of car dealers just don't tell you about the factory rebates. Why? Because in the business office, the F&I office, when you're signing all those reams and reams of paper, there's one little piece of paper that says, in the fine print, which you don't read, that you assign all rebates and incentives to the dealer. So if it's a customer rebate incentive, they probably were advertising it, but you missed the advertisement. So the dealer realized you missed that advertisement. So if they don't tell you about the rebate, they can pick that up and put it on the bottom line and make $750 more on the car. All they have to do is slide a little piece of paper there, this and this and this and this, and you sign something. They just gave the $750 rebate to the dealer. They didn't do that. They were honest about that. My price was about $50 over MSRP. Oh, that's not a bad price. I say that's not a bad price. Let me say this. That is not a good price. General Motors is discounting cars. General Motors has incentives. General Motors has a high supply of cars in dealerships. So if you're shopping for General Motors car, you should get a discount, a good discount off of MSRP. By good, I mean at least $1,000 or a couple $1,000. You should get that if you're buying a General Motors car. Brandon asked how soon I'd be looking to buy. I said my husband and I were looking to buy in the next week or two, but if there were good deals, we might buy sooner. He reminded me that there's always room to adjust the numbers. Do you love that euphemism? I mean, haggle and hassle has a negative, negotiate has a negative connotation, but room to adjust the numbers. We're not haggling, we're adjusting the numbers. I love it. I nodded, recognizing the tactic, and then Brandon pointed out again that he was able to get me a $750 cash rebate. Then he switched things up and asked where I was looking to be as far as monthly payments were concerned. I replied that I was more interested in the out-the-door price than the payments, as we always pay off sooner than we finance them for. Brandon said he understood and would love to do business with me. He mentioned he had been there at the dealership for only 6 days. Well, he might have been there for 6 days, but he's been at other dealerships. This is an experienced salesperson, and he's good. My face must have betrayed some surprise, and he laughed, saying he'd been selling cars for many years. I laughed, I can tell. He said he didn't have cards yet, but gave me his cell number. He said when I was ready, he would definitely work with me to get me the price I liked. So there you have it.
And my vote would be, I'm going to say B minus. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah. What do you say, Nancy? What's your grade?
Give them a C minus.
I'm going to give them a B. I got a good feeling about it, and I think it just reinforces Indian River County. That's a lot more peaceful and civilized up there. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.